My name is Adrianna Hargrove, and my presentation review is on smoking and the persuasion with that. In the study, basically the summary was that the odds of being a smoker were greater for asthmatic teenagers. Girls with asthma were more likely to see actors on TV using tobacco than boys with asthma. But boys with asthma had a greater chance in wearing something with tobacco or a tobacco company name on it than girls. And especially with athletes, teenage boys had greater odds of using tobacco when seeing athletes on TV using it. And asthmatic students were more likely to have friends who were smokers. What the text taught me was that asthmatic students were more likely to become smokers than non-asthmatic students. However, I wasn't surprised by these findings because I know a few family members who are smokers and have asthma. So I've kind of got from what I got from it, two of the terms that we learned in class is what I picked up in the research and the findings of it. With the viral theory of marketing, ideas or messages can be contagious. Going back to what you see on television, as far as the students in the study. With the girls, if they saw someone, wearing a tobacco name or using a tobacco product or anything like that, they would be more influenced. Whereas with guys, if they saw an athlete using tobacco on TV, then they would be influenced to use tobacco also. And with psychological reactants, especially with the asthmatic students, because they have asthma and smoking, of course, is the most dangerous thing you can do if you're an asthmatic student or an asthmatic person. When the tendency to react defensively when we think someone is trying to limit our freedom. So of course, in the previous presentation, teenagers can be rebellious, and they don't listen, they're kind of hard-headed, so they're gonna do whatever they want regardless. I just thought that was one of them because, like I said before, obviously these studies are showing that more asthmatic students are more prone to being a smoker than non-asthmatic students. So basically, it's as if they're being diagnosed with asthma and the doctors and all these health messages are telling them not to smoke because they have asthma, they're gonna do it anyways, regardless. So, and they'll probably feel, they're not gonna tell me what to do, I'm gonna do whatever I want, that's it. So the important findings, the 2006 Maryland Youth Tobacco Survey did a two-stage sampling process. The questionnaires were used in classrooms using the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Protocol, or CDC. And what they found was asthmatic students reported having close friends who were smokers and had the intention of smoking a cigarette when it was being offered to them. Also, they reported being exposed to secondhand smoke in a car or a room. So, like I said before, with them having the friends who are smokers, they're not going to want to turn it down. They think it's cool, so they're going to want to do it too, regardless of their health. The review and the questions: if there was different exposure to mass media, social network factors, and social network influence by sex, and friends play a strong role in the asthmatic smoker. And that's the end of the slideshow, but what I left out of the slide was that the work, as far as what I've learned in the research, it was useful and not useful at the same time. It was useful because it did a study on adolescents, so I figured that it would be easier to relate to since we weren't really teenagers that long ago for some of us. So I just figured that it would be easier to relate because we probably understand the thinking process of how come teenagers with asthma would want to smoke. And then what made it not useful was that with this, I had to go back and read it a few times to understand it as to what they're trying to get across and what they're trying to study, because you know, in the text they would put like the numbers, the statistical data in the middle of the sentences, like in parentheses. So it's like it was kind of a lot of interruptions and distractions. So I just had to read like maybe a sentence like 4 times to try to like understand exactly what point they're trying to get across. The advice I would give to people is that, you know, don't put your health at risk. You know, if you know that it's terrible for your health, especially if you have asthma, you know, don't do anything to jeopardize that, you know, because it'll mess you up in the long run. And one more thing, as far as the athletes, with everyday life, with the guys, with the teenage boys and the athletes, I decided to do that also, and I thought that that would be compared to everyday life because, you know, teenage boys, they look up to athletes, you know, they're into sports and stuff like that, so anything that they see their favorite athlete do, they're going to want to do it also.